All right, ladies and gents, good evening. And welcome in to another episode, the nighttime edition of A Different View. So we got a few topics on the docket, as they use certain terms today. I'm going to try to keep this brief. I'm not making no promises. But there's certain things that need to be said here because, again, there's certain things that I'm not okay with. I know there's certain things that have been put out for people to suck down, if you will. But they are not beneficial for life and health and just overall goodness. So we're going to get into it. The first one we're going to start off with is daylight savings time. If y'all go back last year, October, your boy, your brother, your uncle, however you consider me, maybe some of y'all look at me as a therapist, some of y'all look at me as a teacher. Irregardless, I'm here to help. I'm here to help y'all. And again, in order to help, like we talked about it, sometimes you got to get blood on your hands, right? In order for a surgeon to heal somebody, it don't look clean and it don't look cute and it don't fit a mold that you think it will fit, but it fits the mold necessary for saving and preserving life. And we just finished going over everything that what humans are supposed to be doing, dressing and keeping the planet. That would also include the people, because that is the initiative given to the people. So again, if you were going to dress and keep something, the most paramount would also be for you to dress and keep you. Okay? And we run into a lot of problems here because, to be honest, we just refuse to dress and keep each other. I don't know how else to say it, ladies and gentlemen. We're okay. We have become okay. But understand the thing this evening, it is not okay to be okay with not truly dressing and keeping this planet. Okay. Daylight savings time, when they do this fall forward thing, you can do a whole study into it, deals with having more time during the day for people to do stuff. Okay. Again, understand this word. This is a word that I had heard on another podcast, so it's not a thing I made of myself. See, again, y'all, I'm all big about giving credit to where credit's due. I'm pulling certain thoughts and things from the stuff I hear, but it is still from the stuff I hear. So, tricknology. If you could really put a word on the cute little phrases and body mannerisms and things people do to continuously keep folks off the path of righteousness and peace. Yeah, tricknology, with it, again, the study of tricks, lies, and deceit. Because that's what's going on, y'all. See, so again, when you go back into the history of daylight savings time, and again, the harmful mental, physical damage that people are doing to other people. So we're talking about dressing and keeping it. Now, again, you want to tell me because time is an entity and we are trying to harness it thereby where we can work during a day and rest in the day, because Lord knows they got you on that slave mentality that all you got to do is just keep working and keep working hard and keep doing it. But I digress. So the working and the resting and the playing and all that, we're trying to, again, we're trying to have some reins on it, which that's understandable. But ladies and gentlemen, we can go and have gone too far. We don't need to add to time. Okay. Again, these are certain things that you, oh Lord. Lord. See, again, on most of this is right at your fingertips. Most of this information is right at your fingertips. So, when is the shortest day of the year, right? Because again, this idea is to extend life. Now we're talking on the northern hemisphere, right? Okay, let's see again. Drop the excuses as to why a thing is, and start making them into why they can't be. That's where you change. That's where you get change. See, again, a lot of people okay where they're at. So, shortest day of the year, of course, is in the winter. Now, let's keep going down the road, y'all. Oh man. We're talking about a grand design. Lord, we're not better than the Creator, y'all. How do I say it? Lord, how else can I say it? We're not better than the Creator. Why we keep trying? And as soon as you start catching yourself doing it, stop doing it. When is the closest that the sun is to the earth on this side of the planet? Again, the northern hemisphere. When is it, y'all? Again, some of y'all might be looking, so that's good. That's good. This is education, man. We again, guys, we have built a whole society on a lot of mistruth. So it's closest in January. This is a study on earthsky.org. Again, these are things you can look up, y'all. Some of these things you might remember from science class. When it is coldest, the sun is closest. Do you know why? Because the planet is tilted on an axis. When the sun is closest in the revolutions, the earth is tilted away. Thank God for the great design. This is the Sunday message, so we're gonna have some stuff to talk about as far as the church is concerned, y'all, because we gotta stop, man. It deals with your boy Ty Tribbett. It's some things I'm seeing, y'all. We gotta stop. Okay, so that's in January. When? So that's closest, right? Right. So when is it furthest from the sun? Well, yo, for greed, because of greed. See, Jesus said it about divorce because of and I had studied this a while ago, but it's just cool because now I have a podcast where I'm able to talk about it. Because of the hardness, because of the hardness of people's hearts, divorce is necessary. And let's be honest, if it's divorce that's there, guess how many other things in life have to be? Because of the hardness of men's hearts. See, when we keep talking about black folk having to separate from society, it is because of the hardness of people. I know folks don't want to admit it. Of course you don't want to admit it. As soon as you admit it, the cat's out the bag. But here's the thing. For the preservation of life, and we're going to get into it with the Oscars here. Because the Oscars brings up a lot. See, again, you can start to pick up on the little things here. So again, just getting back to this so we can stay one after the other here. Aphelion, this is from almanac.com. Okay. Now, just let y'all know I'm not pulling this out the hat. This is just a question you ask on your phone, okay? All the information that is there. Again, same things you could go into a library and find a book, right? So you could cross-reference all this stuff. Go get a book from the library, read the same thing, because that's where they're pulling this info. Anyway, because see, I know another one of these defenses in the mind is constantly rejecting and twisting what truth is. See, we understand. This is why I say most of the time when you see this kind of stuff, it's holy notions. Holy notions. Take it. So we talked to y'all about what happens, right? Because again, this gets into this word lust, and we just gonna go there. James chapter 1. James chapter 1. Count it all joy. This is James, a servant of God, to the 12. Again, the writer of this book is just saying this is to the 12 tribes scattered abroad. And again, you do a lot of historical stuff. People, a lot of biblical study and all that kind of thing. Yeah, the 12 tribes of Israel. Understand there's another 12 tribes. That's Ishmael's kids that are blessed by God. We're going to leave that alone, though, because see, again, another one of those things which we did see during the Oscars, and this is nothing against the half-brothers of Ishmael, okay? I don't know why it's hard for people. It's hard for people to grasp the whole of a topic. They just won't stay stuck right on the thing, guys and gals. The damage and death being done to Palestinian. See, you got to say it. It's hard for people to say it. You know why? Because you've been brainwashed to think that that group of people is evil. We look at September 11th, 2001. We think they're evil. We look at the invasion of Africa. Okay? Similar, same people. We're talking about those that are from Middle Eastern descent now, which again, where most of the Bible is. Okay? Iraq, Iran, of course, Egypt and Africa. I know y'all got a problem, but understand where the game is originated. That's all. And again, the Bible doubles down on it by letting us know all the nations is down here, guys. God, from one blood, God made all the nations. That is a Bible verse. You can see it. People are made. The copy is here. Here we are. And all the pitfalls we keep doing. So let me keep going. Count it all joy when you fall into different temptations. Why would you be happy? Because of the fact you got a chance to exercise your patience. You exercise what you believe in. What do you believe, y'all? This is all the stuff we've been leading up to in these different things, because this is what generates life. This is what judges life, whether y'all believe it or not, and to each their own. This is what's judging life. This is what's holding the fabric of it together. When things happen to you, while you might be mad, and you should be, while you might be sad, and you should be, while you might be, I don't know, there's a myriad of emotions and feelings. This is why it's wrong for folks to start telling people how they should grieve and all that. No, start getting empathetic and put yourself, do as Jesus did after Lazarus died and weep with some folks. Can we do that for once? You know, while Christians are so on their high horse, Lord, they are so high, I think it would take just a little wind to knock them off on the ground. Man, too high. You're too high for something so grounded. You've been right. This is the stuff we shout about, run around the church, clap, hollering, yay. This is all the stuff we do, right? Sit in the pew and think somberly about stuff. You've been pulled out of the muck and mire of life, literally. You got the word Gentile consistently used, talking about Christians. You are not Jews. Hello, that's what that word means. And yet you hold the highest contempt when people talk about things that are necessary to speak on in the church publicly. And doing all this behind, and then you want to get then people get up in their self-righteousness, really haughtiness as the word goes. You don't sit there and then talk about other government officials, really. Maybe that's why it's so easy for y'all to not stand up in boldness on different things in society. You're okay only doing a couple of them, because they are. They're only they're only okay talking about a certain couple things because we don't want to rattle the boat too much. And Lord knows, government has used the church to enact its evils, not only on these lands, worldwide. But the last time the church did any standing up against said power structures, they got thrown in gladiator arenas. And it wasn't just for protesting the stuff that the emperor wanted them to protest. Sorry, y'all. See, stop doing this thing like you're higher than, right? Do not think more highly of yourself than you ought to think. You got innocent people dying on the park bench, as they say, literally and figuratively, because you're okay with sucking down the garbage they keep telling you. That's not what sent Jesus to the cross, though. We're talking compassion and love, right? For all people. Anyway, The diverse temptations, no. I'm sorry, man. Like before we start, it's the same thing with the government talking about how they love everybody, this, that, and the other. You sending money all over the place. They got nothing for the hood, though, do you? Oh, well, we did these couple of programs and blah, 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 blah. Yeah. We heard that before. Same thing go for the country. They ain't giving y'all nothing. Just because you out there with the wheat sticks and the corn maze. Come on now. We all know what you got. The word cowboy, the boy part in cowboy was because those who were the white cowhands, so-called white, cowhands of the time, back in the good old 1800s in the prairie days and all that kind of thing. You couldn't give credit to the black cowhands that were there. This is something y'all can look right up online, y'all. Just saying. And it sucks for me because I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. You just got history constantly slapping you in the face. Don't get mad at me when we talk about history, y'all. It's slapping you in the face every day. Did you see the Killers of, for those who do watch the Oscars, did you see any winning from the Killers of the Flower Moon? They got them nominations, though. And Lily Gladstone got them nominations, as she should have. Don't get me wrong, y'all. We're talking about recognition, see? But when you got to hide your sin, when you don't want to look in the mirror, when you don't want to look in the mirror, this is what you do. We do the hopscotch. We do the double dutch. We what's that little game that you play as kids? The floor is hot, the floor is lava, right? Don't. That's what we do. Floor right there, you can see it. We can't talk about that though. We don't talk about Bruno C again. And then you really think that life's gonna get better doing that kind of double step? No, it don't. It won't. You know what? We keep helping it get better for the folks who did the initial thing to begin with, y'all. Because, hey, I know, this is 2024. It's not 1776 anymore, KJ. It's not 1492. See, I'm going to show y'all the idea at work. It's not 1492 anymore. Wait. Why do people keep doing this separation of time? Every action that happened in every one of those years has led up to life as it is today. You don't have the police force unless you have them seek and destroy you-know-whats, to not use some colorful language. Going around trying, and that includes them using everybody who was living on these lands at the time, because again, we play in this game of recognized and unrecognized tribes. Again, another phrase y'all can look right up online. If you got recognized native tribes, now they call them indigenous. Shocker. They're indigenous to these lands. See, why wouldn't a thing be made? Again, y'all, it's easy to make excuses. Can you make them the other way, though? You want a full view of a thought? Look at it the other way. You take over these lands, wouldn't you want to keep it and give it down to, again, we're talking about rich European male landowners. Why in the world would you be like, we got here when they was already here? That would give you no case to taking the land from them. Then again, if you think they're savages and they walk around with barely to some clothes on and their worship of a deity looks different than your worship of a deity. I'm sorry, y'all. Hey. How many other distinctions you want to make? Whatever ones you want to make, because that's what we're looking at in the books, in the history books. That's what we're looking at, including the Bible. They messed around with the Bible. I told you all about that slave Bible. What else do you think they played with? I'm just asking questions, because this is the thing we don't do. We don't ask questions. I had a guy one time, I was talking to a buddy of mine. We talking about life and stuff, because I chatted up no matter where I'm at, y'all. Again, they chatted up no matter where they at. I think it could be done the other way as well, right? See, again, for fear. I'm just going to take a touch of a detour here on this daylight savings thing to bring out this point. Talking about, we're going to get into this with this Tide Tribbett thing, but where many times, even in this thing between this minister and Pastor Fred Price, the thing that came out through various ministers, which I'm not going to name their names, but in this whole argument was, hey, you need to talk about this stuff behind the scenes. The thing spoken was not done behind the scenes. It was done inside a church house recorded, given out for folks to buy who were members of the ministry, as well as congregants in the church, where you paid money for it. It wasn't given out freely. When do we stop? See, again, let's go back into this before we go into this other one. One, a double-minded man is, and again, man, switch out man. This is verse 8 in this James chapter 1. A double-minded person is unstable in all their ways. There ain't no getting around that. You keep two-stepping thoughts. Nothing works. Again, what's the one we use? Jack of all trades, master of none. Yeah, you got to find something that's for you, man. Yeah, you might have one or two of them, but just on everything? Yeah, I like verse 9. Let the brother of low degree rejoice. See, again, this idea of the less than. Yeah, y'all better be careful, man. You know, the Oscars is full of a lot of people that was counted out in less than. For the most, for a little bit. And those are the ones that normally get the little bit of mention. I.e. like the movie Killers of the Flowers Moon barely getting any awards. I wonder why. Again, we don't want to talk about the fact that, again, European people came into a whole county of folks already there and burned down their stuff for their oil and land. We don't want to, why would we talk about that? It took them all to this time to make a movie like that. But then again, you flip it. We'll just mix them together here because this is just the conversation. But then Oppenheimer pulls in all these nominations and wins. Do you know another one of those movies that only got a couple nominations? Barbie. Another movie about the relationships between men and women, because again, we ain't got it yet. You know, you still stuck on that sexism stuff. But we can't be talking about Barbie wanting to be a woman of her own. Wait, God created the woman as a woman of her own. Even using a man's rib, still an entity, her own. You didn't see him conjoined at the hip, did you? No, you didn't. No, you didn't. She got her own name, too. Adam had to name her own name. I don't care about the part that man is in there. Same thing with male and female. Don't matter that the male is there. That person's a person of their own person. Okay? I mean, hey. Oh, boy. Shout out to Lily Gladstone, by the way, y'all. I mean, just one time, shout out to this sister being the first Native American to be nominated inside the Academy Awards, aka the Oscars. Sheesh. Yo, man, you telling me the game ain't slided? See, I'm telling y'all, hey, you want recognition, you got to separate. Because these people taking a long time to get it, man. But they getting your money from it, though. They get your money from it, man. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Let nobody say when they're tempted. This is this point about the stuff that's happening, y'all. Check this out. Let nobody say when they're tempted that God tempted them. The phrase is I am tempted of God. Again, let nobody say when you're tempted. When you're supposed to be happy about it, but when this happens like this, don't be saying it's coming from God. Now this kind of, because they talk about different temptations, a little different than this one that's being described, because this is what's. But even in that, you can also be happy because you know if you renew your mind, you can come up out of it, right? Not coming from God, for God cannot be tempted with evil, neither does God tempt anyone. You ain't got evil in you. How you tempting somebody with? You ain't. But every person when they are tempted, verse 14 in this first chapter, man, you are drawn away of your, here's this word, own lust. Remember we said this thing about lust? See, I told y'all about breakdown words. Now everybody got lust all, listen, strong desire. That's it. I'll even go further, your own desires. When you are tempted, we're talking about in a negative, evil fashion, not like persecutions and stuff, folks making fun of you and all that kind of thing, which they interchange the words a little bit when in the writing. It's just what it is, y'all. In the writings, they interchange some of these words a little bit. Again, it's to create a thought, okay, and to have a complete thought, but they do interchange some of the words. Every man tempted is drawn away. When it happens, it's happening because you allow, drawn away of their own lust and enticed. Break it down. Enticed, deceived. Matter of fact, we'll just do this live action right here, right? Live, since we just finished watching the Oscars here. Live action. Live action. See, most people be like, "Hey, KJ, why you upset about what's with the Oscars and all this, man, and with the Grammys and all this kind of you should be good enough. You're at the table." What? What? It's that kind of thinking that has a level of complacency throughout. No. Mention, huh? We helped make a thing. See, again, we're talking about business. The business deal went sideways, y'all. Because if the boss of the thing is using the worker and the worker put in the work to make the boss money, as well as because of that work put in, they should make money. And you don't get the recognition and the money behind it and the resources behind it, guess what? You got no deal. And guess what you got in society today? We are held back from true profit because we keep holding down the wrong folks, man. No, and when I say wrong folks, I mean not like another group should be held down. I mean, ain't nobody. See? We keep playing that silly, stupid happy dance. Enticed, attract, or tempt by offering pleasure or advantage. Okay? Whew. The old French word going into the etymology, to set on fire, to incite, to provoke. To provoke. I really wasn't going to get into the etymology, just for time's sake, but we'll do it just because this is what we do. Seduce or lead astray. Like you were seduced by the dark side of the force. You're enticed, you're instigated. Okay? You've been stirred up. All these words here. By your own desire. You're drawn away. When your desires cause you to be drawn away and to the point of instigation, to the point of setting on fire, to stir up, like to get fired up, to entice, to incite, to excite, literally, they say, for which uncertain origin, perhaps from vulgar Latin, intitiare, which is to set on fire. Ain't nothing we supposed to be doing about dressing and keeping the planet, setting it on fire, y'all. What? And yeah, I know, wildfires happen all the time, and it helps with the birth and the Again, we're talking about when the stuff is done unnecessarily, y'all. We're not talking about the natural process of a wildfire. See what I mean about these defenses in the mind, man? Yo, drop that, man. See, as soon as you hear it, drop it. It's not helping you any. It's not. And when that lust is conceived, it brings forth sin, and sin, when it's finished, brings forth death. Again, we said there's two polar opposites. One is going always to be rob, steal, kill, and destroy. The other one is to bring life and even more so, or more abundant life. Okay, to the overflowing, you're gonna see it. For instance, in a job where you have high turnover rate and low morale. Okay, or in a neighborhood where you have a whole lot of gun violence and all that kind of thing, as compared to neighborhoods or employment places where they get cleaned up. Folks get happy again. You can actually step out your door, not have to worry about catching a bullet or having your purse snatched, right? Or your car stolen, whatever it is. Again, when you see those two polar opposites, that's your sign, guys. You don't need to pray. You don't need a prophet. You don't need it's already in front of you. It's already in front of you. And just to end on a thing here with this, because again, in this thing with Tye Tribbett, he gets into, and then we're gonna get into the rest of a couple other points here from this minister's message, and then we will go our ways today. True religion, pure religion. This is to my Christian brothers and sisters, man. It's hard to kick against the goad, y'all. We've been doing this mess since, but even before the infighting in England with the Church of England, in the Reformation, folks breaking away from the garbage that we know is wrong, that we need to call out and publicly go away from. Sorry, y'all. Again, your light is not to be hidden under a bushel. So then what? Again, there is a difference between you just having public conflict all over the place. You can't never ever speak normally. Okay? There is a difference. But there are times when something is done publicly, you deal with it publicly. You deal with it in the form in which it was done. Okay? Hey, you try doing it. Again, we're at where we're at in life right now because we keep doing it an opposite way than what it's supposed to be, y'all. This is what we're doing. This is what we've been doing. This ain't God. This ain't your cousin. This ain't your auntie, your wife, your husband. This is what you are doing. And you want it undone, you got to undo it. Y'all worried about, these are things that keep coming up. Also, the sick bargaining chips they're using with y'all to get these government officials to get from these government officials, I should say, to get your vote, so they can continue to further screw you. I don't know, I really don't know how else to saying it. Stop being a bargaining chip, y'all. Again, come away, separate, be ye separate, saith the Lord. That's what the Bible tells you, man. Oh boy. Pure religion undefiled before God and the Father is this: to visit the fatherless and widows in their affliction, and to keep himself unspotted from the world. Gonna leave that unspotted from the world part to an extent alone, because Christians have yet to get the first part of that verse down yet. It was cool to see Joel Osteen marching with other brothers, I'm assuming from his congregation and from the city of Houston, in 2020 after all that garbage happened with George Floyd. It was cool to see. Where is the rest of the other 300? So I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, and no disrespect to my brother Joel Osteen, who is carrying on in his father's stead, Joel Osteen, of a religion that is of a belief that is ancient, y'all. Okay, like other beliefs in this world. Told you on this platform, we're not here to disparage, because every person chooses as they have been given the right to choose what they believe. And we're just speaking specifically as far as Christianity is concerned. Time to stop the hoax, y'all. People are people. There ain't no picking and choosing. We keep doing that mess, and it's hurting us. It's not helping, it's hurting us. So when you got somebody come up on a radio show, you want to get mad on the fact that they stepped up on a radio show and said, let me see. Do I still have it? Yeah. So you go to this is an article from WBLS. Some of y'all might not know. It's an old school radio station. I grew up with listening to radio in New York. It may not be all over the nation. You may be able to find it on different platforms that have all different radio shows and stuff, especially with the way technology is. You can probably find it. Pastor comes out and says that, again, Ty Tribbett, well-known gospel singer, or to those in the gospel community, maybe some others that are not. He is well-known, I should say it that way. The institution of the church is whack. He went on to explain that the church should be about the people, but the church makes the people about the church. They're not serving and loving people. Okay? This minister's response was this. Now, nothing this brother said was wrong. Okay, let's see again. Honesty is missing. The love of the body of people's waxed and grown cold. So it's hard to do the stuff in which love is necessary because you put it down, and you put it down for exactly what he was saying, to make the church about the church, not about people. Hey, y'all, this is the heart of the matter here. Which one of these things, we're gonna end off on one of these things here, and then we're gonna go from there. So we will have 3 left about this minister's, as a reaction to this minister's thing by the time we're done here. This is what it is, guys. They're more concerned about the collection plate and which new minister they're gonna pick of a group of people that they've excluded half the other ones. This is just what this is, guys. It's more of a club. Hey, help me say it. It's more of a club than it is actually being there ready to go to help people who are dying and hurting. This thing is run by great grandmamas and grandfathers and folks who actually thought it was. Y'all heard me tell you about the AME church. Come on. You had a whole denomination made because the so-called white Christians. Listen to what I'm saying. The words ain't even, you talking about Christ followers. Never mind. You had a whole group of people say that the so-called black ones couldn't worship with you. That's how the AME church started. A Methodist church. Anyway, at a certain point, you have to stop and speak truth to power. Now, the brother's right about that part of it. This morning, I heard an interview from Ty Tribbett on the Breakfast Club, and I get what he's trying to say, but the statement he made was very irresponsible. Now, pause. If you want to make a statement on certain platforms, should you be careful in what you say? Yeah, you should. Does the thing still need to be said? Yeah. There's verses that you can go back into the Bible. I'm not going to, for the sake of time, I'm not going to go into them. Peter, and you've heard me reference this story before. Peter addresses Paul. And reverse it. Paul is late night, y'all, so I apologize. Paul addresses Peter because he is okay being seen around Jews and eating food with Jews, but once the Gentiles, aka the non-Jews, came around, you couldn't find him nowhere. This is paraphrasing the story. And Paul calls him on the scene about it in a retelling of the story a little later on in the New Testament, telling him how he talked to him to his face in the group of people of which he had disparaged. The he being Peter. Guys and gals, we need to be more careful. We need to be more comfortable with confrontation. Can I say it that way? So we're not comfortable with it. We're actually very unhealthy with confrontation. We need to be more. We need to have a healthy environment where it comes to confrontation. When stuff is done wrong, you got stuff being done to your family, you deal with that mess. You got stuff being done to your friends, you deal with that mess. You got stuff being done at your job, you deal with that mess. No matter where it is, you can be respectful, you can be proper, and you can be to the point. Whatever else happens from there, that's where you got to defend yourself. Because again, normally people are not going to be repentant. Definitely not today. And it's not like human history hasn't shown that it hasn't happened before. So no, you want to tell me there's certain places where you ought to say a certain thing? That's fine. At the end of the day, it needs to be said. On the wrong platform. He said the church is wax. He's just repeating the thing. How can you go on a national platform and totally throw under the bus the very institution that made who you are? One, the church don't make you. God did. Right? God's the one formed you and put to sea. We're putting the wrong things in place. Number one, people, the assembly together of the brethren, aka the people. I know it's hard for folks to get it, man, but see, again, true religion, where you deal with people, on top of making sure you're right, okay, mentally, physically, that whole thing, and on top of that, is that this is the part that's skipped. You're there for people. and those who were hurting. Jesus left the 99. That's another verse. Jesus left the 99 to go after one. This is this thing with Jesus, why he gets us, and this whole thing caused a whole outrage in the church with the Super Bowl commercial here, where Jesus is, and listen, y'all want to get on how they portray the thing. That's all well and good. But at the end of the day, that's a real thing. Jesus is not, oh man, you ain't cleaning the feet of nobody whose feet is clean. You cleaning the feet of those who are dirty. You a servant. You serve. If you a leader, that's the first thing you ought to be doing is serving. If you a leader, say it again. The first thing you should be doing is serving. And that does not just mean the opportunity of which a person has as your service. We're talking about your life, the essence and the way you think is service to your people. When you cannot get, y'all believe this, when you can't get that as the basis of a thing, and you can see it in people's actions, when they don't have that kind of, everything is high and mighty, you better watch out for that, man. You better watch out for that. Confidence and arrogance, two different things, man. Two different, and you can see it, you can smell it. It's got a foul odor to it, kind of like when meat goes foul in your house, and you got to throw that thing out, that nasty smell you smell. Yeah, same thing. All right, here's where we're going to end. We're going to end on this one statement. The minister made a statement that said the following: when they get of age, they make their own choices. We said this already, y'all. This is kind of a simple reaction to this one. Guys and gals, you never, ever, there's this idea here. Another one of these ideas, but it's just a thing here that I had heard, but it's still a truth that I know from reading in the Bible and stuff like that, and just seeing in life in general, okay? There's always something out there to break up the family dynamic. They'd rather you be single than married. They'd rather you be childless than have a child. Again, because the way the game is set up, those things are what give you power. When you're standing on your own, it's easier to be taken. Now, again, you got to be with people of like mind, right? So you're just not with anybody. You're with somebody for you. And again, that process, the somebody for you, pours over into health. So you got to pay attention to what doctor you get. Doctors of all types, right? How you exercise, your money, right? So your financial advisors and stuff like that. I don't need no fluff out there. I need to know where I can make good, solid money. I can leave something for my kids, man, and where I can enjoy my life. That's simple. Or to those I so choose. For those out there who don't have children, same thing. For those blessing people, man, we talking about blessing folks, man. All this world be doing, blessing people. And it's just not the killers of the flower moon here with this Oscars thing. I know I'm jumping back and forth, y'all, but bear with me. You know, Barbie got a snub too. See, again, nobody that we ain't, you know, little things here and there. But like the big stuff, ain't nobody about it. Ain't nobody. Nobody want to know about nothing, no Barbie. What the toys the girls had to play with, formulated that blah, blah, blah. No, we don't care about that. See, I'm telling you how greed, this is what greed looks like. They don't care. They don't care. They just, hey girls, we need you to put on the skimpy clothes, go out there and twerk, and whatever base dude, you know, comes up to you, you know, you get to doing the business to him. Just to again, that's not to be too colorful. Talking about relationships, y'all. This is messed up, man. Like you can't. There's no more room for this garbage. There ain't no more room for this garbage, man. It's not. We need to show more respect and love toward each other. It's for real. You were never out of a child's. There's no of age. Now, yes, is there a thing where a child starts making stuff for their own? Yeah, but you start doing this. Hey, you gone now? Okay, it was nice knowing you. What? You're 18? Okay, yeah, you got life. You got life down pat. I'll see you later. I'm going to Cancun. Bye. can't be like that, man. This world is looking to, again, that which is evil in this planet is looking to devour, y'all. We are the peacekeepers. We are the ones that are in place to dress and keep this beautiful planet full of beautiful people, made by an awesome and beautiful creator, designer, God. That's what I got for y'all today. Thank you for walking down the journey with me. And as always, look to find the beauty in a different view.